We've now recreated our Instagram schema. So we're now going to take a look at some different screenshots. And inside of each of these different screenshots, we're going to imagine trying to build some different features out of the Instagram app. For each of these different features, we're going to think about the different tables, columns, and relationships that we might need to add into our database design to support these features. We're then going to eventually take this entire schema design we're putting together and load it into a real Postgres database, and then seed it with some data. All right, so here's the first feature that we're going to think about building. So we want to include some kind of like system. I, as a user, should be able to open up this application, look at a given post, and then tap on some kind of like button to indicate that, well, I like the post. Now, adding in a like system is something that a lot of different applications have. Tons of different apps have the idea of liking some kind of resource. So even though we are talking about liking posts here, everything that we're going to be discussing can be taken directly to just about any other kind of application where you want to implement a sort of like system. Now, to really understand what goes into implementing a like system, we're going to go over a couple of different notes just to make sure that a like system and the rules around it are super crystal clear. So first thing, we're going to have a user, and a user should be able to like one specific post. Let's say that user 1 right here wants to like post number 1. When user 1 likes post 1, they are not allowed, or we should somehow forbid them from, liking that same post a second time. So at any given point in time, a user can only have one relationship to a very specific post. At no point in time should we have 2 likes from one user on a single post. To be clear, user 1 can also like post 2 and post 3. They just should not be allowed to add in a second like to post number 1. Now, in addition to liking a post, we probably want to allow a user to unlike a post. So we need to make sure that once we build up this relationship, we also have some relatively easy way of removing it as well. Now, as far as actually consuming this information, if we think back to that screenshot we were just looking at, we need to very easily be able to say how many users like a given post. So when I show a post inside the app, I want to very easily be able to provide the number of people who like it. In addition, we might want to be able to easily list out which users like a post. So in this screenshot right here, this is a post with 725,000 likes. The chances are we don't want to show a list of 725,000 people, but we might want to show a list of maybe the top 10 most popular people who like a given post. So we definitely need to not only retrieve the number of people who like a post, but we might want to also receive or retrieve some details about those people as well. Now, in addition to liking posts, we might want to also allow a user to like some other kinds of resources inside of our app. So maybe something like comments. And as a matter of fact, that's something that actually exists inside the Instagram app as well. So this is a list of comments on the left-hand side. You'll notice that to the right hand of every one of these comments is a little like button. So posts can be liked, but comments can be liked as well. So that's just something we need to keep in mind. Last thing I want to mention is that in addition to liking a post, we might want to allow a user to dislike a post. That would be a kind of upvote or downvote system. We also might want to invoke or put together some kind of reaction system as Facebook has. If you've never used Facebook before, Facebook, you can like a post, but you can also add other kinds of reactions to it. You can like a post, or maybe you can be sad by a post, or excited by a post, or, I don't know, questionable, sarcastic about a post. I don't know. There's a whole big list of different reactions that you can add to a post on Facebook. So we might want to think about adding in different kinds of likes. Maybe not just likes per se, but different kinds of reactions. All right, so now that we've got some better idea of some considerations that would go into a like system, we're going to take a pause right here. In the next video, I'm going to show you a very common way that a lot of people try to design a like system that never ever once works out. So I'm going to show you kind of the wrong way to do this to get started, because if I just asked you to design a like system right now, well, you might give me back what I'm about to show you, and it's definitely not what we want to do. So I'm going to show you the wrong way of doing this first. I'll tell you why it's wrong, and then we'll take a look at the right way of doing this. So quick pause, and we'll get to it in the next video.